Okay, we are going to talk about setting up a number line. And in order to do a number line, you are going to want preferably graph paper. That's really going to help us. You want a ruler and you want a pencil. For this video, I'm going to use a pen just so it's easier for you to see. But when you're doing this yourself, you most likely want to use a pencil because we know with math, we usually make mistakes and we like to be able to fix those mistakes without having to start all over. Bear with me. I know this is going to seem very simple to you, but this is one of those things that is really important that you understand how to do correctly for stuff in the future. So here we go. You're going to want your ruler, and because we have this graph paper, you're going to want to use those lines to guide you while you're making your lines. So we're just going to draw a straight line all the way across. That is the first part of setting up a number line. There we go. Your number lines are also always going to have these arrows on the side, and these arrows tell you that this line could go on forever in either direction. In the middle, we like to put 0. It's really going to depend on what problem you're working on, but for the sake of this one, we're going to put 0 in the middle. Okay, the next thing that you want to do when you're setting up your number line is you're going to want to put these lines to show where the numbers are going to go. And again, because you have graph paper, you can use these lines to make sure that all of your marks are evenly spaced. So for this one, I'm just going to put a little mark every time we have a line on our graph paper. And I'm going to do that on both sides of 0. So it looks like that. Okay, I'm going to start color coding this. You do not have to do this on your own. You can do it if it's helpful for you. But on this side of our number line, these are all of our positive numbers. So I'm just going to write that up here so we can remember that. These are positive numbers. On the other side of 0, these are where our negative numbers go. Okay. So let's number the positive side. This is probably what we're all very familiar with, is the positive. So we just go in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. On the negative side, I find it helpful to start right next to 0 and then go in this direction from right to left, which is, it feels a little funny sometimes, but it's the best way to make sure your numbers are accurate. So you'll notice that this spot right next to 0 is going to be where -1 is. Right after that is going to be -2. And then we keep going. -3, -4, -5, and so on. Okay, so you can see that where I put my 0 on the page is not quite in the middle because we don't have the same number on both sides, but that's okay because remember the arrows on each side say that this number line could go on forever. So to review, our negative numbers are all on the left side. Our positive numbers are all on the right side. 0 is in between the negative numbers and the positive numbers. And one more thing to point out. As you move to the right on your number line, the values are getting greater. And then as you move to the left on the number line, these values gets smaller. And this is going to be really important when we start talking about adding and subtracting and positive and negative numbers.